Hello 4E. This is your recapper. Coming up, Dr. Hep with his co-host, Hagrim.
Hello.
Hello. We are your friendly recappers this season. Um, and yeah, this is the pre-cap for 4E in Gman. And by the way, I was so close saying Hamel instead of Hagrim. You
Obviously,
wouldn't.
because Harmall is in this division.
Yeah, and I read out Hamel like 3 times before I said Hagrim. So we shall just take a look over all the teams today. Not everybody have accepted the tickets,
Accept your
so
tickets.
yeah. So accept your tickets as ASAP, please, because like we don't want these teams hanging around.
Shame on you for making us do work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not accepting your tickets in time. If anyone wonders why it says expel under, it's because I'm a div admin, so I get permissions to kick out your teams, but I won't, so don't question it. Thanks. Shall we begin with Shuppy's Soul Guys? See how the Widows are doing. So, I know Shuppy played how many seasons? Like, yeah, this is like a 3-season old Wood Elf team, right?
Yeah, this seems about right.
It's a fairly good Wood Elf team, isn't it?
I mean, it's okay. First off, the naming scheme, love it. But I mean, it having a block tree is quite nice with grab. The Juggernaut War Dance with strip ball. There's a lot of synergy just in those two skills.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's for a 3-season-old Wood Elf team, there's a bit of lack in development on some of the catchers.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's had to replace some of them. Having guard on a catcher is quite nice. The Mighty Blow Juggernaut is nice, but I would honestly, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this Wood Elf team, really.
No, it isn't really anything wrong with it. I think it's just a Wood Elf team that has like gone through a mayhem. Because I think he mentioned sometime before that it was like 2000 TV. Once I viewed it once, like last
Yeah,
season.
it's in his team description.
Yeah, and I think I saw the team, and he had like 3 catches back then that were really fantastic, but now apparently he has to like switch out to. Which I mean, elf lifespans ain't that long in Blood Bowl.
No.
So, I mean, we can't really get too much out of that, right?
No.
So, but I think the team is good.
With 100k in the bank, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third catcher being bought, because having 2 catchers is a little too little, if you ask
Yeah.
me. Especially on Wood Elves. I mean, I know you have the full 11, but buying another catcher gives you just a lot more versatility in the amount of movement that you have on the pitch. Movement 8 and sprint with built-in dodge skill is quite nice, and you can quite
Yeah.
easily rush their development as well by just feeding them a few vanity passes or even touchdowns.
Even touchdowns, like feeding touchdowns. But that's the problem. People think that, at least in my experience as a elf coach, and I know that you are starting to play elves now as well, and are an elf coach as well, that catches tend to die, and they tend to not get SPP because other players are targeting them, you know? So like when you gotta like run it safely down to be able to score SPP
on
with the
Wood
catches.
Elves, having the strength 2 AV7 means that they're going to get targeted if they're left in the open and easy to blitz.
Yeah.
So having enough linemen to be able to screen them off and protect them nicely is essentially what you want to do. But the problem for this team is that the skill ups on the linemen are so good. You
Yeah.
have 2 with plus agility and 1 with guard, and then you have 2 base, which means what do you put on the LOS?
I guess you put the God guy? Question mark? I think this is one of the French cases where you might even put up your thrower and be like, hey, thrower, don't die for me. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was what would happen.
Yeah.
But the thing I would recommend to you, Chupi, is try and see if you can't get a bit of bench.
Yeah, like
Because with the skills that you have on this elf team, you don't have the players to protect all of them, which means you're gonna start leaking and hemorrhaging positionals.
Yeah.
Because you can't protect them properly, or you're gonna be letting your good linemen be hit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of this problem today because there are like 4 elf teams in this division or something.
Hey, dead elves! Everyone
Yeah.
likes a dead elf.
Yeah. No, I like the team, Choppy. So it's gonna be fun playing versus you.
Yes.
So
next up is your team.
Yeah, my team, who has the same problem as him.
First thing, what the fuck is up with these stat freaks?
Hello. Thank you, Thinch, for the follow. Yeah, I mean, I like to roll dice, apparently, when I do the level ups as well.
I mean, not much can be said about the catchers. Guard Mighty Blow catcher is quite nice because you have the movement to be able to surgically hit where you want to hit. The thrower having plus strength and movement just seems a bit bloaty because you don't have any essential core skills on him yet, and he's plus strength and plus movement. The movement's nice, but the strength is a bit 50-50.
Yeah,
he's
a glorified lineman at this point.
Yeah. Over glorified lineman.
Yeah.
2 guard dodge lineman. It's pretty nice to have, just with the sheer amount of guard that there's on this team. The plus strength agi catcher, I would probably give him leap as the next skill, just so he can hop into. Yeah, so he can hop into the cage and do elf things. But otherwise, you know, blitzers doing what pro elf blitzers do best. Although both having armor 7.
Yeah, and one of them are nickeled as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, all in all, it's a solid team. It can do a lot of things as long as they don't implode as pro elves do.
Yeah, and that's kind of the plan for the season, to go with them until they implode. I've been waiting for Dynamics to implode for almost 2 seasons now. Never to do so. So.
Never imploding.
Yeah, never imploding. Hard problem.
One question though.
Yeah.
Why 4 rerolls?
4 rerolls? Because then I can play more greedy and actually score.
Yeah, but you have so many rerolls on like everything else.
Trust me, I used them. That's the funny part. I actually use them up.
Really?
Like I actually tend to use them up because I tend to dive cages and then I need a reroll somewhere because a dodge didn't, like I would use dodge and then I need to dodge somewhere else and like stuff. No, trust me, I use them all.
Okay.
The statistic of this team is actually fairly okay. 13-4-13 for 2 seasons isn't too bad, but
now that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
50% win rate with him. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, they have had some rough seasons though, playing me behind the seat as a coach. But you know, it's a fun team to play. I, on the other hand, don't have the problem of having an LOS problem, since I have like LOS targets to put on LOS.
Yeah, you have the elves to just shove on the LOS and say, here, you can die now.
Yeah, exactly. To
all of the bash teams.
Yeah. But moving on from that team to Dr. Nick's Underworld team.
I played against these guys last season with dwarves, and you know, a lot has happened with them. For starters, there was a dead blitzer.
Yeah.
Which now has been replaced, and there's now a rookie blitzer.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of TV sunk into nothing really.
Yeah. When I first started looking at the team, I was like, oh, this is a fairly good team. But now then I like start to look into things. It's like TV is getting expended on like Skaven linemen are really good, sure. But like their efficiency versus, for example, an efficiency of a fully leveled Skaven blitzer isn't really the same.
It's more or less the access to strength 3 players and the movement on them.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
My primary concern is the amount of goblins that are actually on the team. I mean, it's 14-man roster, but not a lot of skills.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one goblin that's one vanity pass away from skilling. The rookie blitzer one touchdown away from skilling as well, and probably getting mighty blow.
Yeah.
And then the sweeper thrower, edge 4, frenzy tackle, block.
Yeah. I quite like the team, having played Underworld in Clan for like 3 games before I switched out the team. I found that you really need a lot of goblins. So the 11-man roster and then you have 3 goblins on bench, I think it's a fine situation. Because goblins will get punched out and then you can just replace them in. Or like positionals will be punched out and then you can switch into a goblin.
Looking at the rest of the division as well, there's probably going to be a lot of inducement money that you could use. So having the fouling bench in case a bribe fails, or for example buying Glart Senior or Junior, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, no, I like the team, Dr. Nick. And I like the block troll. The block troll is fantastic.
Oh yeah, block troll is always good.
Like the block, having block on all your positionals and even a few block with wrestle on one of the goblins. This team, I think, can do some damage to people that they don't realize.
Yeah.
But yeah, good team, mate. Good team. Shall
Next
we?
up.
Yeah, the orcs from Hindervish.
I seriously, we don't know how to pronounce your name.
Yeah, AU, you need to fix it. No, I'm kidding.
Fixed name.
It is both our clanmate and Crab, so we can take a bit of liberty.
We can mess about with it.
Yeah, I think so.
I
mean, it's a good orc team, though.
That's debatable. I mean, there's next to no development on Black Orcs.
True.
One with block, dodge, guard, mighty blow. One with block, guard, and then 2 with just block.
Yeah.
A blitzer with agi 2 and plus movement. Blitzer with armor bust. I mean, this team's taken a beating.
It has. Like, it seems like this is the season to fix the Black Orc situation, maybe.
Yeah.
And then if stuff starts to die on this team, it might be the case of maybe re-rolling? Question mark.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like the armor busts on the blitzers because they are really the core of any orc team, because they're basically your all-round pieces that can do whatever they need to do according to the situation.
Yeah. Though I very much understand why he still have them around, because having like a mighty blow piling on tackle jump up blitzer is fairly good, and that shouldn't be getting hit anyway.
Because it's going to be on the floor and then get fouled instead.
Yeah, exactly. But the strength 4, I also feel like he can stick around just because he's strength 4 and blodge and guard, you know? So he's technically a Black Orc, just with higher movement.
Black Orc on crack.
Yeah, Black Orc on crack, right. I like the team, per se, actually. Good fouling game as well with those 4 linemen, trolls.
I think over this season, I would start considering handing off to the Black Orcs whenever you can and scoring some touchdowns on them just to get them ready for a skill. For example, Marauder Frankfurtstein is skill ready with a touchdown.
Yeah, and a punch. Like, punch with them. Maybe even start blitzing with them, unless if you got a really good blitz, of course, with Bobby Bash. But, you know, it's a good team, I think. But you think it's a meh team, I guess.
It's okay. With the damage that it suffered, it could either be a make or break for the season. It can either, like, 2 blitzers having armor 8, that leaves you with 3 pieces with armor 8 on the pitch if you have the thrower. It's not really super good for an orc team.
Understandable.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of the thrower this late in development. I would have scrapped it the minute that a blitzer got his first level and then given that blitzer sure hands.
Yeah.
Or, for example, on a lineman as well.
I think we're a bit
scrapped it.
We're a bit different there, because I tend to like throwers on orc teams.
It gives them a bit of versatility in some part.
Yeah,
small things that they can do, but that's just about it.
Yeah, I like to have the strength on the outside and not on the inside. I think you're the guy that wants it on the inside, right?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, in a case of cage scenario is what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Also, I would consider buying a goblin just for the one turning threat.
yeah, maybe doing that. Maybe do that. So like, if you are about to fire a lineman because they get busted, just buy a goblin instead. I think.
Yeah, because it still gives you a bit of bench, but it also means that you can bring it out for the one turner.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Shall we look over Die Mouse team? Dark Elf team?
Death Knight Demons.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Dark Elf team.
It's just... It really is just another Dark Elf team.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
3 blitzers with block dodge.
Yeah.
4 blitzers with block dodge. 2 Witch Elves. 1 who has block. Plus movement sidestep, and the other who has Mighty Blow.
I understand the Mighty Blow pickup, but it's...
It is a bit of a shame, though, because it means you can't build the Wrestle Witch Elf for sacking.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still not... And considering you already have Mighty Blow on Moloch, Prince of Tears, you could have probably skipped the double or taken something like Guard or Juggernaut.
Yeah. Like, people underestimate how good Guard is on a leaping player. And
just look at Kislev.
Yeah, exactly. Look at Kislev. They can leap in with Guard anywhere, and that gives you an opportunity to like punch around more than you would ever think.
Yeah.
It's really I understand as well why he picked up Guard Mighty Blow as well, right? Because like
it's hard to say no to Mighty Blow on an elf team.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can punch around the things.
I would consider, instead of blitzing with the Mighty Blow Witch Elf every turn, try and just protect her and feed her touchdown so that she can get blocked. Because as it stands right now, she is pretty weak and is gonna roll 1 in 9s like crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, I follow you on that plan. And maybe try to buy some linemen if you can afford them. But a general rule of thumb that I rule by is that you want to be able to replace one of your positionals if they die. So you want to have that bank laying around if something dies.
To be honest, D-Mouse should be okay with just having 1 or 2 loners on the team because it gives them LOS fodder.
True, very much true. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, just do what Dark Elves do best and annoy everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Now, coming up is a really funky looking team, and that's because Singe have like hacked the game, hasn't he?
Yeah. So first off, I recapped Singe last season, and I'm both sad/happy to see that he bought the 3rd reroll. Because for the entire season, he didn't buy the 3rd reroll. So it sort of became a meme. And now he's bought the 3rd reroll.
Yeah.
So he's ruined the meme.
But to say the least, I think this is the team that we elf people need to watch out for. Kinda.
I mean, this is basically looking at a CCL.
Yeah.
Nurgle team. Just Mighty Blow spam everywhere.
Yeah. Like having 7 Mighty Blow, like 7 block pieces, and then have like 6 Mighty Blow pieces is so scary to face.
It's a scary team.
It's super
a really scary team.
Also, fire one of those rotters, mate. I know that you just bought a Pestigore, because that's a brand new Pestigore that I didn't see before when I looked at your team. Just so you can maybe hire something if you're facing like a high TV value team.
At this point, I think Singe is just going embrace the bloat, all the bloat. Give me bloat.
Give me bloat, and then I can give all my rotters a dirty player, I guess.
Yeah. It's just a really deep bench for fouling.
Yeah, like I would actually hate facing off this team right now. Like
Everyone would.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do against it, to be honest.
It's a dirty team, Singe, and you should feel ashamed of yourself.
And this is
not okay.
And he has a security gate as well on the club.
This isn't okay, Singe.
Yeah, this isn't okay. And just the tar pit of yeah. Well played, Singe. Well played. is all I can say, really.
Up next, we have Halmor's High Elves, 2
Yeah.
plus Supreme Leaders.
Yeah. I'm gonna... Is it okay if I call you twins? name twins?
Basically, I mean, it's already been done.
Yeah. Because I'm definitely gonna say Harmon instead of Hargrim sometime. But yeah, it's a... But, looking at the team, it's a good High Elf team.
It's a standard High Elf team. I mean,
Yeah.
having a Blitzer with Mighty Blow, Blitzer with Guard, plus Strength, let Wrestle, Leap Catcher is nice. Blodge, Step, Fend on the one catcher, and then just Blodge on the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty solid. The throw is pretty good as well, having the plus movement, less so because of the plus strength, and then block before accurate.
It's a bit of a glorified lineman at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's doing the same route that I'm doing with my thrower. Just giving them strength up and movement up.
Yeah.
Because I actually think that I want to put block on my thrower next as well. Really.
Block before accurate on a passing elf team.
Yep. Just so you can block some more.
Yeah. Looking at the team, I would say try and rush a skill on Augusto Pin a chain push. Just so we can get some more levels, get a bit more utility. When Manuel Norigard comes back in from his temporary hiatus, just throw a cheeky vanity pass to get him a level as well for maybe a bit more utility.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a solid looking high elf team.
Yeah. Also, for those who viewed my screen while I'm looking for the plays while you're pronouncing them, that's because I'm dyslexic. That's why I'm like, sometimes you will see me fumble around with the with the mouse a bit. But yeah, it's a good looking high elf team, Hummel.
It's
yeah.
Could do good, could do well. It is high elves.
Also, you might want to trim your bank a bit, because those 20 extra K is adding on to your TV value.
Yeah, probably no, don't buy the 4th catcher just yet, purely because one of them is a bit behind on development. And he needs about maybe 1 or 2 more levels before you buy the next catcher. If anything, buy an extra lineman just for the bench.
Yeah. Exactly. Hello there, Caftech. We have 4 elf teams in our division, so it's gonna be fun.
So many elves.
But yeah, it's I like this team.
Yeah.
I like this team a lot. But yeah, I would suggest actually buying a coach assistant and a cheerleader, just to have that slight advantage to people that doesn't buy them.
Agreed.
So moving on to some Kislev. This is also a team that I think is going to go far in this division.
I mean, he's basically just retained a lot of what he had from last season. Having some guard on a lineman for starters and a guard on a catcher is really nice. Sadly, the bear died. So Razzle, first thing, buy the damn bear.
Yeah, buy the bear. I think because like Kislevs versus elves are just so good because of like the diving tackle, and as well as like just making sure you can like tackle people out, because you're gonna get more tackle, I imagine. Now seeing what your div is, tackle is gonna be one of the things that you want more of. I think that's an issue for everybody this season in this div. Like everybody's gonna rush for tackle.
I also think that there's not a lot of wrestle or strip ball on the team.
Yeah, might be a good...
It's a bit lacking in that manner. So you could... There's one of your linemen, Alberto Failmori II, who's 1 SPP away from leveling.
Yeah.
Just, vanity pass, get the level, take wrestle, or strip ball, whichever one you fancy first.
I think maybe, this is a odd idea, feed some touchdowns into Jofas Extrada, because he already got wrestle.
Yeah, and he could take either strip ball or tackle.
Yeah, and then just take tackle,
Probably tackle due to his matchups.
Yeah. It's a good-looking Kislev team. Well done keeping them alive.
It has a lot of potential, as Kislev teams do, but it really just is a matter of, can I roll 3 pluses this game?
Yeah.
If you can't, you're in trouble.
Yeah, just like elves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Looking at the necromantic, with a new name that I never heard of before, unfortunately.
Engelbert Hex.
Yeah, I never heard about him before. But this necro team has such a deep bench that I wonder what the plan is with it, you know?
There really is a lot of development on zombies and a lot of unnecessary bench as well.
Yeah, that's what I would call it as well. And the niggle, like, ghoul. Ugh.
Honestly, I've never been a big fan of ghouls on Necro.
No, me neither.
I would prefer to either use the werewolves or the wights as ball carriers, because the ghouls are the only pieces on your team that don't have regen, and they're armor 7.
Yeah.
And they're slower than a werewolf.
Exactly. I think you get a ghoul once your werewolves have 3 level ups, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of level them without... Either you level them without your hands, and then just pick up the ball with them, and then just run the ball down with them. And then you buy a ghoul eventually, at the end, because you don't want to no longer carry with your werewolves, because one has blodge sidestep, like this one. And one has like strength up, mighty blow, agility up or something.
Yeah. But my main concern is the lack of development on 3 of your positionals.
Yeah.
There's 1 werewolf without skills, and then 2 flesh golems without skills.
Yeah.
They essentially both fleshies are 1 casualty away from getting a skill. So that would be nice if they could get it, but I would prefer to rely on the handoff instead of the casualty, because you need skill ups badly on this team.
It seems like he likes to surf people, folks, as he has a beer stand.
Surfing. Interesting.
So
try and trim some of your TV off by firing a few zombies, maybe the second both ghouls, actually, in this case.
Yeah.
I'd probably fire both ghouls and maybe a zombie or 2 without skills, just because it's so... There's so much bloat in the bench and in the ghouls without any real effect for the team because of the lack of skills on the rest. And basically having 15 players on this roster decreases the chance of an MVP landing on
your positionals.
Positionals that need the SPP more than your regular roll zombies.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, punch away with the flesh golems. I mean, I certainly hope, mate, that you're gonna get some levels on them soon enough, and then they're gonna roll for block.
Block has to be first skill on the flesh golems.
Yeah.
Unless they roll something crazy like plus strength.
Yeah, because you never take dodge on them, right? On a double.
No, you would absolutely take dodge on them on a double.
Oh,
because they already start with stand firm. They're strength 4. I wouldn't take it as first skill, but you would definitely take dodge on them, because then they can become blodge firm.
Yeah.
With guard, which just makes them super annoying for everyone trying to deal with them.
Yeah. 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 It's I think other than the ghoul trimming and the zombie trimming, I think it has a potential to go far. Like,
it heavily depends on the skill ups that land on the 3 unskilled positionals.
Yeah, that they are probably gonna get versus me, but let's not speak about that.
Up next, we have Dave's new romantic Necro.
Yeah.
This Necro team is looking a bit better.
Yeah, it very much is.
Okay, first off, you're doing my head in with this setup of your team. Please fix it so that your positionals are collected.
I kind of like it. Because it's werewolf white flesh golem, it's werewolf white flesh golem, so it's not that confusing.
Don't listen to Hep, just do it. Just change it. Organize it better.
But you do have a werewolf and a white and a flesh golem. They kind of need some more level ups. It's kind of in the same seat, isn't it? Like where you kind of want to trim one of the zombies off and like fire one of the zombies and maybe fire one of the ghouls. Actually, no, keep both ghouls and put one of them on the bench, I guess. Just in case of the blodge, sure hands ghoul die.
I would fire the unskilled ghoul and maybe a zombie just to trim the TV a bit because it just seems a bit excessive. There is obviously the classic rebel thing of flesh golem tax. If you play a necro team, you have to pay a flesh golem in order to play necro.
Yeah.
But cheeky handoff to the flesh golem to get a skill and take block. Cheeky handoff to the werewolf to get him block or mighty blow, depending on if he rolls a double or not.
Something that people don't know, when they try to hand off to a flesh golem, they think that it's like super unreliable. But in matter of fact, a 4+ is 50% to succeed. With a reroll, a team reroll that is, it's 75% chance to succeed.
There's still pretty good chances of it succeeding if you do the handoff.
Yeah.
And if you're in doubt, just play Khemri, because they do 4+ rerollable pickups all the time anyway.
Exactly. So that's a real 50-50 team. But it's nothing 50-50 about punching out people on that team, though. But shall we move over to the Bretts?
Yes. Mufflonzor's Bretts. Let's have a look.
This is... Everybody has quite a deep bench, don't they?
There's a lot of TV sunk into the bench. But the difference is that this team is actually nicely trimmed skill-wise.
Yeah, it is.
I would not remove anything from this team.
No, because Bretts like to foul, so you want that
they
deep
love fouling.
Lineman.
Yeah. Completely agree with the skill up choices on the blitzers as well. Having one with sure hands is great as first skill. He's probably going to be the mail ball carrier, so he needs dodge as the next thing. Having a pseudo killer with blodge tackle is nice. The leader for the third reroll, and then blodge step on the fourth one is very nice.
Yeah. Having a strength up blocker, I don't mind it. Eventually,
it's really good when you consider that it can get guard and stand firm
yeah,
as well.
like you wouldn't want to mess with that. It's gonna be fun to see how this team develops, because Bretonians are, I think this is a 1-season team. Yeah, 1-season team. So like this team will be very good at the end of this season if he does it right, I think.
Yeah, if you can get the development in properly on the blockers, because they need a bit. You need more guard.
Yeah, you
definitely need more guard on this team.
And tackle, I would say as well, because you're facing off versus
tackle is next, but on the blockers, I wouldn't take tackle before they have guard stand firm.
Yeah. Or at least guard tackle might be enough, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I disagree with the block on the niggled lineman. I would probably have taken wrestle instead, because the thing about Bretts is that they're really good at playing bash against elves, and they're really good against bash teams because they have wrestle on 4 players, they have the dauntless block on their blitzers, and fend on all of their linemen. Having wrestle on a lineman just makes it a pseudo blocker, but with fend. And means you put more of your opponent's players on the floor, which is essentially where you want them, because then you can either stamp on their faces or move around them and do what Bretts do.
You just mentioned what I would suggest there as well, to stomp on people.
Yeah, it's a shame that your dirty player's out, but not much you can do about that, sadly.
Yeah.
But yeah, try and feed some touchdowns to the blockers, just so they can get closer to getting guard and stand firm, which you sorely need.
Yeah,
for a Brett team.
Exactly.
But otherwise, the blitzers are doing the blitzers are doing fine. Dodge on the sure hands blitzer is the only thing that I would say is essential.
It's super important. Yeah.
Yeah. And now to the box of shame.
Yeah, to the box of shame. I've sent you some pictures. Shall we start with the Dark Elf team of Rolling Renegades?
Yes. Alethea's Rolling Renegades. Now, he was in my my division last season as well.
Yeah.
And what the hell happened to your team?
It's that also, but also, what the hell is that witch elf? It's dirty.
Movement 9, strength 4, block mighty blow. Okay, my first question is, what happened to your linemen? Where did they all go? Second question, what the fuck is up with this development on your witch elves?
Yeah, it's a crazy team. I like it, actually. I like the team. I think he's saving up for a blitzer, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, that would make sense considering
For the
he's got
fourth
80k in
blitzer,
the bank.
blitzer, and then he's using the loaners that he get from the missing players now on the LOS line.
Yeah. I've always been one to say that on elf teams, you're okay with lone alignment
Yeah,
because they can just stand there, take punches, and it doesn't really have any effect on your team. It might have effect on the game, depending on what position you're in, but they have no effect on your team,
yeah.
other than potentially stealing MVPs. And having such a lack of players means that there's a pretty good chance that a lone is going to steal the MVP.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
And
but
I mean,
otherwise, it's a solid-looking Dark Elf team.
yeah,
A bit of a shame that one of the Witch Elves doesn't have Wrestle.
yeah.
Um,
I see a lot of people go double block, and I think it is of a security reason. Like, I understand why you picked up block on the strength up, movement up.
oh
If you
yeah,
were
absolutely.
at that case and just like, and nah, she's getting block, and then you bought the secondary witch elf, and that should have been a wrestle one, but
It should have. I
maybe
mean, looking at how the skill ups turned out, block, mighty blow, tackle, it makes
you
sense to
can't
have two block
complain.
Witch Elves. You
Yeah,
really cannot complain about it.
yeah,
But
especially with both having mighty blow, but
uh,
yeah,
I think one of the Witch Elves should build for leap as well. Probably the movement 9 strength 4-1,
yeah,
just to have that anti cage thing.
yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna have to be the sidestepper one because of it like the SPP difference, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta farm up 100 SPP to get leap, and then the team might be too dead already. Um, it's the same case that I'm in, sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice looking Dark Elf team, even though it's very battered up.
It's a bit beat up, yeah.
Yeah. Shall we
Which is a bit of a shame.
move over to Witches Be Tripping?
Crow Dog,
Yeah.
who is coming to me with the to the UKTC this weekend,
Oh.
and his team looks like it did at the end of last season.
Okay.
3 blitzers, 1 witch elf. Sadly lacking a blitzer and a witch elf, but having the movement 8 plus agi blodge blitzer is very nice.
Yeah.
Making the one turner super much easier, and having Edge 5 on an elf team is never a bad choice.
No, exactly. And I feel like we all have a theme in this division where we all kind of went with either we are going for the playoff this season, like really like the team is done, we can go for the playoffs, or we are all saying like we will give this team one more season and just to build up the small mistakes that we have in our teams.
Yeah. Now, the thing I can really give Crow Dog credit for is he has a Wrestle Witch Elf.
Yeah, he does. But he doesn't have a block one because it probably died.
Yeah, it definitely died. If it's not here, then it died.
Yeah.
No, but I'm a big fan of having a Wrestle Witch Elf. He's probably saving up to buy either the next Witch Elf or the next Blitzer. Probably go Blitzer first, because they're a bit more important and a bit better than the Witch Elves in certain cases.
Yeah. In case of LOS fodder, I would actually put up your wrestle guy rather than the unleveled guy, and then just vanity pass with the level guy on the first match.
Yep.
And the 2 loners. Because I would suggest, I in my thinking, the unleveled lineman that has a level up have a strength up, potentially. Right?
There is
So
potential for something like guard or plus strength or plus agi.
exactly. So he's potentially better than the wrestle lineman. Or actually the lineman with movement bust. I didn't even see him. Never mind me.
I'd probably put the block movement busted lineman, the wrestle lineman, and the dodge lineman on.
I mean, you got 2 loners, so you put the loners up on the line too first.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good looking Dark Elf team, Crow Dog.
And the way that Crow Dog played them last season, he should be good for this season as well, as long as he can get the development in on the positionals that he's missing.
Yeah, and he's playing an inducement game as well, which is good for Dark Elves, I would say. More Because like,
I mean, he's basically guaranteed to get a wizard every turn, and with the Agi 5 plus movement guy, the recovery is going to be so easy.
yeah.
Regardless of scatter.
Yes, exactly.
And finally, we have one thick coat, coached by Gremzilla.
Yeah.
So 2 of my namesakes in the same division. Great.
Yeah, Grimzilla. Have fun.
For those of you who are questioning about this, Full Metal and McNugget both mispronounced my name to both you, Gremzilla, and to Halmall.
Yeah.
So my Discord name in the Rebel main Discord is now Halmallzilla. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's a funny how much Rebel like to joke around with names and stuff.
Yeah. So, Shorfs.
Shorfs. Is there much that we can say about this Shorf team other than yuck?
Like no claw.
No claw. I like it. Versus
versus
a season with elves, he doesn't need claw. Like, the only team that he really don't want to face this season is the Nurgle team.
Singe's team, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, I'm questioning why you went break tackle over block on the Bull Centaur as first skill. Because they really need block as their first skill.
They do.
I'm no expert on Chorfs, but, you know, they really do need block first before break tackle.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic though, isn't it? Because like with break tackle, you can certainly like take them out and then hand over the ball to them and like score with them or do some derpy shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because break tackle and their high movement, I'm saying high movement because it's a Shorf team.
Movement 6 sprint isn't bad.
Yeah.
Especially considering the team that it's on. Chorfs, which are pretty slow in the first place.
Yeah.
I would also consider throwing a few handoffs off to the rookie Chorfs, just so they can get skills.
Yeah, exactly.
Hobgoblins, they're looking exactly like they should. One with Dirty Player.
Yeah.
One with Block Sure Hands. Lacking kickoff return, but instead taking Agi is pretty damn good.
It is pretty damn good. You can have that as a foul safe and just be like, it's plan said, you know, but like picking up the ball and just like shucking it if you really need. Thank you, Razzlestone, for the follow.
The Razzle. But Wildwood the third, one vanity pass away from a skill, so just chuck a ball to the Edge 4 guy, just to get him a level, potentially get Dirty Player.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he gets guard, you know,
take
guard, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a Chorf team with potential, but thank God they have no claw.
Yeah, no, I think this Shorf team has a thing going for them.
Yeah.
I think actually, speaking more broadly about all the teams, I think all the teams are really good. Kinda.
Yeah.
It feels like we have a very balanced division. And a very fun division, and I'm excited to face all of you.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'm not in this division.
Yeah. I guess Singe is the only one that I don't want to face, but you know.
No one wants to face Singe. He's a terrible human being for playing Nurgle in the first place, and with the way that he's built them, he's even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that was enough for the pre-cap, unless you have something else on your mind.
Accept your tickets!
Thank you. As both admins, we can really say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you got ideas for a theme around this cast, please PM them to me. I'm always available on Discord. And also, if you got interesting plays, send them to me. I can maybe chuck them into the recap. Also, if something interesting happened that you'd like us to talk about, send it in. And like accept your tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accept your tickets. Be good boys and accept our tickets. And also remember to schedule on Reddit so that we don't have to make work.
Thanks. See you guys around. Bye.